It's nighttime and I just got back from kind of an extraordinary squirrel experience, so I thought I would share it. I was going, oh, yuck, my hair, whatevs. I was going for a run and I was already well on my way, and a squirrel was running up the street, like towards me, a gray one. And I was like, my mind was just racing. I'm like, who lives here? I don't even know what gray squirrel lives here. Like, because I knew Cuddles lived there. There's this other black squirrel that runs out at night and sees me, lives sort of near there, pretty near there, but obviously wasn't her. And Slim, I think, used to live over there. I don't know if he still does. And then, anyway, the squirrel was gray. So I'm like, I don't know who this is. And she's running straight down the middle of the street at me. Thankfully, there's no cars. And she's running down the street at me. And I'm like, far. She was far away from me. And we're like running towards each other because I'm still running. She's running. She's running towards me. I'm like, who is this? I thought it was Shy Gray Benttail. And I was like, how did she get all the way over here? Because she should not be there. Like, Shy Gray should be in my front yard, not way far. This was way far away. The squirrel just kept running towards me. And then, so she got to me, and I still thought it was Shy Gray. And I thought, oh my God, something must have chased her all the way this far. So I thought, well, I'll take her home. So we both ran home together. She actually ran. I don't know how it happened. I guess I kept running. I assumed she was going to run home. So I kept running, and then I thought, no, I'll make sure she gets home safe. So I turn around and I start running with her, and we both ran home, my home, not her home, and we sat at the end of the driveway, and I gave her like 10 nuts. And then I realized, I'm like, early, I think in the second nut, I'm like, this isn't Shy Gray. I looked at her tail, I'm like, this is very close, but this isn't Shy Gray. This is another squirrel that I met, I think last night, with Shy Gray and there was this other squirrel that, again, I thought was Shy Gray, and it wasn't. And look at her tail. I mean, it just keeps getting more and more gorgeous, but I understand her, and it's cool. Now this one, I don't know who this is. I thought it was Shy Gray Benttail at first, but it isn't. So I'm like, oh, it's that one, and I knew because she doesn't take from my hand, and she's gray, and she's not Jesse James. So I'm like, it must be that one. So I don't know how this squirrel found me, but we sat there. I gave her like 12 nuts, I think 10 or 12 or whatever. And like right towards the end, like it was the second to last one, I'm like, I really think we should go home now. I really think we should go home. Because it's really dark. I mean, it's dark. And I was worried that the squirrel wasn't keeping track of how dark it was getting and that she wouldn't be able to find her way home. So, or even if she could get down the street to where she should be, that she wouldn't be able to find her tree. So I was going to go inside and get a flashlight, but there ended up not being time, because then I gave her another nut. I'm like, I really think we should go home. And she must have taken me real seriously, because she took off running back towards her home. So I took off running after her, and we ran, and I can't even tell you how far this is, because I'm not one of those people that can gauge distances. Like, it is really far. So I got her all the way to the yard, and then she turned into the driveway. She was cautious at first because we had a lot of winds today, and there were some fallen tree limbs and stuff all over the base of that driveway. And even to me, it looked like it could be animals. And so I was cautious. She was cautious. But she was closer to it than me, and she was slow and everything, but then she figured out it was fine. And then she went off the driveway, and I turned and I looked, and she went way up this driveway all the way to the end of it, and then beyond. She lives so far away. She could live, like, by where she went, she could live all the way on this other street in another neighborhood, by going through yards. And I'm just like, dude, how are squirrels finding out about me? How does she even know about me? How did she ever find me? Like, I don't know. Squirrels, I'm starting to think they might really talk. Cuddles lives over there somewhere. I don't know where, but over there. So I don't know if Cuddles said, hey, there's this. Cuddles was just here today, so she's good. I don't know. I don't know. And between her and the amazing experience I had today with that auburn-haired squirrel, oh my God, I am so in love with that one. I'll do a whole video on it. She's the one that threw up 2 days ago. She showed up again yesterday, which I haven't posted yet, so I'll put that in. And then she showed up today. And as of today, this squirrel who's like kind of disabled or whatever, she let me pet her. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So like right away, she like takes a nut from my hand, climbs my leg. That was all, I think, the first day. And then, or the day she threw up 2 days ago or whatever. I think it was that day. Yeah. And then, and also yesterday. And then today she let me pet her. I mean, and just unreal. So I'm having very extraordinary squirrel experiences. I'll do a whole video on the Auburn squirrel, but I didn't have my phone on me in the dark with that gray one, but what a wild experience. So now I don't know. The other thing is my days have become very long because my squirrel days, like I've got work, and then outside of work hours, I've got squirrel hours, and I've got this one squirrel that shows up in the morning, very cool squirrel, and kind of a cinnamon tail. There's like black and then cinnamon on the outsides of the black and black fur on the body. Cool little squirrel. And she's been showing up in the morning, and then I took her home today afterwards, and she lives a ways. She lives in the other direction in quite a ways. We had to go a long ways, and then she crossed into a backyard and then went into a woods. I don't know how far into there she lives. How these people are finding me, I don't know. But I'm starting to think squirrels do talk, because how are they finding me? And they know they can trust me. I don't know.